This is the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show, and today we're coming to you from Swelligant in beautiful Newport Beach, California, with Dayna Delux. What's it like meeting your fans?
It's unreal.
Why?
Because I don't think of myself as somebody famous and popular and wonderful. And I think a lot of pinup girls do. Like, they have this, oh, I'm so fabulous. And I don't think of myself like that because I'm just a regular person. And so when somebody comes up to me, they're like, oh my gosh, you're Dayna Delux. I'm like, yeah. And, you know, like, it's weird for me. Like, yesterday I was flying back from Vegas, and I'm putting my stuff onto the security belt, going through security. And this girl's like, I'm like looking at her like, yeah. She goes, you're that model, right? I'm like, she goes, I thought so. That's so awesome. Like, she was totally excited. So it's 2 times in an airport that I've been spotted by somebody random and asked for an autograph. So that's just weird, right? Because I wear jeans and t-shirts. I hang out at home. Like, I love getting dressed up and I love my cars, but like, I'm just a person. But it's so exciting. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, like, somebody comes and asks for an autograph. I turn to my man. I'm like, I totally did that.
That's hot.
But then I'm over it. Like, I don't let it go to my head. Because you're going to lose friends that way.
Yeah.
That's what you do over here. When it's done, stop talking about it. Because you run friends off that way. And that's one of the lessons I learned when I was acting in high school. Is that's all I did was go on auditions and do modeling. And so that's all I had to talk about. So when people would be like, what'd you do? I'm like, oh, I totally did a fashion show last week. And I didn't realize that was making just everybody jealous. And then they started, I wound up having no friends. One started hating on me because she was jealous, and then she started spreading rumors about me. And in 7th grade, there was a rumor spreading around that I was modeling for Kmart. As much as I would love to model for Kmart and have that money, but back then, you're just like, I don't model for Kmart. Like, it was really embarrassing. And then she's telling people that my mom paid a photographer to take pictures of me, and like everybody just started talking crap about me. And my friend was writing for the newspaper when I was going to my acting camp in New York. And she was so excited for me. She's like, oh, tell me all about it. Whenever you come back, we're going to do an interview. We're going to put it in the paper. And, like, we started writing the interview. It was really cool. And then 2 weeks later, she started being weird to me. And a week later, the paper came out, and it was this whole story about how I've changed. And before that, there was nothing. It was like all of a sudden, everybody got jealous. They're like, oh, yeah, Dayna's changed. She used to be my best friend, but she acts funny now. And I never thought that I acted different, and most of the time I tried to keep it on it. Like, I tried not to talk myself up, and I tried not to talk about, like, if they asked, have you done any shows? Yeah, I have, because I learned that I lost so many friends. And so now I keep it very separate. If somebody asks, I'll tell you, be brief, and then it's done. The only people I'll talk about it with is you, my parents, people in the scene. Is what anybody outside the scene, or just my friends, even though they're in the scene, just my friends, I don't talk about it with. They know what's going on because they see it on MySpace, they see it on my website, but I don't. You'll lose friends, period. So if anybody's listening, everybody that's listening, keep them very separate.
What does the word love mean to Dayna Delux?
Love is respect. Love is being considerate, being into something wholeheartedly. Like love in a relationship, you know, you can't have a great relationship without communication. The feelings that come along with it. Not one person can be in love. Both people have to be in love, you know. And I just learned that from my dad.
Would you say that love is more of a verb than a noun?
Oof, no. It can go both ways. Like, see, it's so difficult for me because before my man now, like, I was into things. I believed in things. I thought I loved things, but I just kind of always felt like love didn't really exist. Like, it was just being comfortable. You considered that love, and now I have a completely different meaning of it. Again, things change as you get older, so it can be both a noun and a verb.
The people that you've met in the modeling business, do you find that they have love, or do you find that a lot of them have cold hearts?
Well, it's hard for you to judge because people do have two sides. A lot of people in this business are very catty and very two-faced, very manipulative. They'll be nice to you, but they're talking about you the minute you leave, and I've encountered plenty of that. So I don't really hang out with a lot of the girls in the business because it's just drama. I hang out with Sabina, Heidi, Frankie, Asia, Kay, those girls because they're also a little bit older, and I've known them, I've gotten to know them for who they are. So a lot of the other girls, I hear them talking about me. They talk crap about me. I just don't care. Like, honestly, like, you're not going to make or break me. And if anything, you're just putting fuel on my fire. So you should just shut up.
Yeah, well, any press is good press.
Right, exactly.
It's like, if they're talking about me, make sure they spell my name right.
Exactly,
you know?
right.
Do you derive power from men and women worshiping your persona, and could you live without it?
I could totally live without it. I'm me, and it's nice to feel wanted. Like, that's a feeling that's amazing that you couldn't get, like, that kind of want most people don't have. So I'm extremely lucky to have it. I won't ever knock it, but I can totally live without it, because you know what? It's going to be over in a couple of years. I'm not going to have it, so of course I'm going to live without it. Like, I don't mind. Like, if it all stopped today and nobody knew who I was, I wouldn't care. I mean, I would. It's hard to, like, how do I explain it the correct way? Like, I love what I do, and I love my fans. Like, I write every single person back. Sometimes it takes me weeks to do it, but every single person that writes me, I write them back. Because without them, who would I be? Absolutely nothing. So I take the time to write them back, and I take pictures with them. And when I see them out and they ask for an autograph or a picture, I'm going to take a picture with them, because it's amazing that they look up to me. And I have a split fan base from guys and girls. I probably have probably more girl fans than a lot of other girl models do, because I don't get naked, I stay classy, I don't come off like a bitch, and a lot of these girls look up to me, and I love that. So I do derive a little bit of power from that, because who they have to look up to right now are slutty girls on the fronts of magazines that are this close from showing their special area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want them to look up to that. I like the fact that they look up to me and know that they don't have to take off their clothes to be attractive. They don't have to take off their clothes to get men's attention. So I do get a little bit of power off of that, knowing that I'm a good role model for a lot of these girls when they don't really have much out there.
Tell me about your experience in the makeup world.
I started out at a young age, actually started out at Sears. Sears had just opened their brand new cosmetic line called Circle Beauty. And I started there when they first opened up that line, so I helped them promote that line. And I learned a lot, because working on a counter, you take classes. They send you to classes to learn about the product, and they teach you different things. So I started building up tons and tons of experience, because I worked there for 3 years. And just anybody that walked by, I just threw them in the chair, and I just start working on them just to see who does what and how stuff looks on different people. And I just love making people feel pretty. And you can understand that.
Yeah.
The minute they look in the mirror and they light up and they start messing with their hair and they just feel like a different person.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. I love that feeling. So I went from Sears to doing a little bit of independent work. And then I worked freelancing for NARS for a little while. And then I worked at Dillard's working for prescriptives. And then I went back to freelancing for photographers. I do a lot of makeup for commercials and short films.
What are your makeup must-haves?
Must-haves. My cherry red lipstick by MAC. My Russian red lipstick by MAC, because it's a matte, because I don't like glossy lips. My Lancome art liner, black, because it's the best eyeliner ever. My Ardell eyelashes, number 116.
Eyebrow pencil.
I use eyeshadow.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And it stays tight that long? What brush do you use?
I use a painting brush.
That's fine. I have paintbrushes in my kit.
Yeah, I use paintbrushes. So here's the eyeshadow quartet. Okay, so I use the Hoax in the crease, kind of all over, just below the brow, not all the way to the lid because I have small eyes. And then I do the Folly over that because it puts a sheen to it, and it blends a lot easier. It's hard to blend a matte color sometimes. And then I do the Folly. That's my eyebrow color, and that goes in the crease to make the definition. And actually, this one's Folly. Yeah, that's my eyebrows, and that goes in the crease. And then this one is Embark.
Yeah, Embark. I love that color.
Yeah, that goes on the tips of my eyebrows and in the crease.
What about foundation?
Revlon's age defying. I've been using it since I was in high school, and I've gone to use Chanel, prescriptives. I've used them all, but Revlon just fits my pocketbook, and it doesn't settle in my creases, and they've always got a color that fits me perfect.
What about concealer?
Concealer, I use the Studio Fix by MAC.
to illuminate.
Right.
Dark
I have
circles.
naturally dark circles in bags. It's hereditary. I can't get rid of it. So I normally try to pack it on there. And then I go over everything with the loose powder by Prescriptives, number 2. And then back over that with the Powder Studio Fix.
Well, it doesn't look like you're wearing that much makeup,
Thanks.
though.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Well, you're perfect, so.
Thanks. Thank you.
I like a girl that accepts a compliment.